A reading from the Gospel of St. Luke. There was a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was advanced in years, having lived 7 years with her husband after her marriage, and then as a widow until she was 84. She never left the temple, but worshipped night and day with fasting and prayer. And coming forward at that very time, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were awaiting the redemption of Jerusalem. When they had fulfilled all the prescriptions of the law of the Lord, they returned to Galilee, to their own town of Nazareth. The child grew and became strong, filled with wisdom, and the favor of God was upon him. The Gospel of the Lord. In today's Gospel for the 6th day in the octave of Christmas, St. Luke talks about how a devout, prayerful woman, 84 years of age, grew in faith and hope with the passage of the years. She, like all good Jewish men and women, prayed for the coming of the Messiah, and no doubt, like Simeon, hoped to see him with her own eyes before departing this life. She had been a widow for many years and nourished herself on continual prayer and meditation on the Scriptures. Because of her deep faith and persistent prayer, God became her companion. Being alone can make people bitter and resentful, especially after the death of a loved one. The sorrows, trials, and loneliness can make men and women resentful. Or as in the case of Anna, it allows them so much more time for God and the things of God. Anna used her solitude well. It actually made her youthful in hope and firmer in her faith. God permitted the death of her husband, and probably she was without children. However, instead of being spiteful and vindictive or cold toward God, she turned toward God as a father, knowing that God would provide. The passing of the years didn't weaken her hope in the coming of the Messiah, the promised one, who would redeem Israel. Anna was a prophetess, a title given to other outstanding holy women of the Bible like Sarah, Deborah, Esther, Judith, and others. Anna is called prophetess probably for her dedication to the temple liturgy and her prayerful and frequent meditation on sacred scripture. Like Simeon, Anna too would recognize and proclaim Jesus to be the expected one of Israel. For the Jewish people, the book of Deuteronomy required that truth be established by 2 reliable witnesses. St. Luke has carefully made sure in writing the outstanding events of the life of Christ that these truths be attested to by at least 2 credible witnesses. Anna's proclamation is true because she is reliable, a devout and upright widow for many years who constantly spent her time in the temple in prayer and worship. Her character was impeccable. Simeon is the primary witness, the faithful priest who served the temple with dedication. St. Luke calls him just and pious. Both Anna and Simeon become credible witnesses to testify to the presence of the Messiah. Upon seeing the infant Jesus, Anna burst out in thanksgiving and went about proclaiming him to be the long-awaited Messiah. Anna is an admirable example. Though old in body, she was young in mind and spirit. She used her time not in gossiping, but in prayer and meditation. She was not disheartened because of her widowhood. Her faith in God's providence was too strong to permit that. She never separated herself from the temple community. She remained a faithful, worshiping member. How much less lonely people would feel if they spent much of their time in prayer and meditation, being involved as much as possible in their church's activities in whatever way possible. Their faith, hope, prayers, and example can do so much to encourage other people. Merry Christmas.